Hello everyone, welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan coming to you Friday 6 p.m. Pacific time with my weekly Friday night vegan live stream. And it doesn't have to just be for vegans. It is a vegan live stream because I'm Happy Healthy Vegan in this capacity as Happy Healthy Vegan. So if you're vegan, vegan curious, vegetarian, plant-based, I'm cool. You just come here and hang and chill with us. Even though we're pretty much a group of evidence-based, ethical vegans, but you don't have to be exactly that to hang out and get along with us. Just be a decent person, and we'll probably get along. So if you're ethical vegan, you found some cool, chill people to hang out with. If you're vegetarian and you want to learn more about veganism, cool. We'll be happy to talk to you about it without like bashing you or anything like that. And if you are not vegan or vegetarian or plant-based, but you're here to sincerely learn because you don't hate us, you don't hate the idea of eating plants instead of animals. Again, you found a great place, a great group of people, and we will answer your questions and help you out. And if you're not vegan and you have no sincere desire to ever become vegan or plant-based or anything like that, and furthermore, you think the whole idea of eating plants instead of animals is fundamentally horribly flawed and immoral or something like that, first I kind of laugh at people that think that, but yeah, give me your argument or example and I'll hear you out. So we're open-minded here. We're all going to chill. We're going to get along and learn and just have a good time with each other tonight. So great. I'm glad Uncle's here tonight. AJ was the first on when I went live. Hey, AJ, aloha. Johnny Bravo, Mithulan, Travis. Let's see. Yeah, Peter, I thought sent a message saying he might be doing something tonight, if I remember correctly. And Late Model / formerly known as Sarah is still on her started her Mendocino trip already. She sent me an email from Mendocino at that vegan hotel at Stanford Inn a few days ago. Looked really cool. I was looking at the menu. Wow, wow, this is really cool. You can just have some really fantastic meals there. So I'm sure she's having a good time. So if she can't pop in, I totally get it. If I were in Mendo or Marin right now, I wouldn't be watching this little live stream right now too. So you can watch it after the fact, and we'll be happy to see you hopefully when you're back next Friday. Hello, Blood Rose and Carl and Matt. And I think I said hello to everyone. Let's see, Johnny. You have some bad news for us all. What could it be? Hopefully you're okay. You must be decently okay if you're here with us on the live stream tonight. So let us know what's up with you, Johnny. Matt, vegan for 9 years. Hey, they said it couldn't be done. You should have grown a third head or had your arms fall off by now. So congratulations for doing what people said is impossible there, Matt Nelson. Let's see, what else did you guys say? Okay, nothing. I don't see anything big yet, other than Fu Man Poo came on earlier and said all his weightlifting led him to some injuries. He had to go to the ER last night. Ooh, ankle fracture. Oh man, that sucks. What were you doing, Johnny? Was it like work, military related, or working out, or just a dumb like fall? That you couldn't control or anything like that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Going to the ER, your fibula, where your fibula meets your ankle, man. Ankle injuries suck, so yeah, good luck with you on recovering on that. It's probably going to take a while, like a few months, because I've had grade 2 ankle sprains. I never like broke it like that, a fracture. So yeah, but I know it's hard to get like healing to happen down there. I don't know how it works out for bones though. Like with fractures, it's different than like sprains. Sprains, you need blood flow to help heal the muscle or tendons or whatever, but a lot of blood doesn't flow down there, so it's notoriously slow to heal. And hopefully that's not the same with bone stuff. I don't think that is. I'm not a doctor. Hopefully you'll be back on your feet literally like sooner rather than if you had like a grade 3 ankle sprain. But in either way, those are all horrible, and mine was grade 2. So yeah, those are all horrible injuries. Let's see, Travis, for Matt Nelson, you're right. Matt's only been vegan 9 years, so he has just a few more months, maybe a whole year if his 9-year mark just happened, before everything goes haywire. Because as Travis says, I think everything's supposed to go haywire at the 10-year mark of being vegan. So enjoy your limited time, Matt Nelson, as a trouble-free vegan. Okay, so Johnny, your injury is just a dumb fall. That can totally happen, You're walking on your driveway. Windows are slippery. when it was raining and fell down and heard a pop. Oh my goodness. Wow, that sucks. Good news is you were at least home. You weren't somewhere weird or anything like that. Hey, you're. Okay, we just spoke about you, late model. I said, yeah, you're probably not in Mendo anymore. So I said you're probably in Marin County. I should have said Fairfax. I should have just gone all in with that bet there. So cool, yeah, stay as long or as little as you can. I know you're out and about, you're visiting friends, family, traveling, having all sorts of fun. So if you're having a chill moment, yeah, relax and chill with us. But if you got stuff to do, late model, totally get it. You're on a big road trip right now, far from home, far from your regular Friday routines. Blood Rose, I've heard about the heat dome over a lot of Europe. I wasn't sure exactly how far it extended, what countries. So you're getting it in the United Kingdom, where you're not used to sunlight, let alone crazy heat. Oh, okay, you're all settled in and ready to chill tonight. Awesome. The crazy starts tomorrow. Let me guess, are you going to start making the big track back up north, or are you doing something more local to you crazy? Because I'm just thinking the drive getting back home is going to be crazy, because it's a long way to go. Hey, VLAM's here. Good to see you. Good morning to you out there in Hong Kong, VLAM. Mythalyn, have I been to Chicago? Yes, not recently. I've been to Chicago 3, 4, 5 times in the 90s. It's back when my record label was not the one I never owned it, but the one I was on in the 90s. For a while they were based in Chicago, so yeah, I helped them move out there. They had a few festivals out there. And one time I just went on my own to hang with friends that I made out there. So I love Chicago. I wasn't vegan then, so I can't speak to the vegan life out there. But from I understand, it should be good. It's a really good city to eat in. So yeah, I imagine Chicago's probably got to have good vegan stuff. Can anyone back me on that, on my prediction? Okay. Oh, you just got to Fairfax. Oh, I see. You'll be in Marin a week, going home next week, just in time for the live stream. Perfect. I'm glad you planned your vacation, your trip around the live stream. No, I'm just joking, but cool, awesome. Glad to have you back. Remember, you said you had every intention of being back home by next Friday. So awesome. Carl, you're in California today instead of your usual South Carolina. Oh, what brings you to California, Carl? And what part of California are you in right now? Yeah, John. Yeah, the good news. Yeah, when you broke your ankle, at least you were at home, as opposed to being like at a basketball court or whatever. People, running in the woods or something. Man, did that hurt? Your foot was all swollen and everything, so you can't run or do anything with weightlifting for a while. Yeah, but people don't realize how a lot of even like upper body workout stuff involves the ankles are part of the whole support system for your body. Even bench pressing, yeah, your feet are on the ground, your ankles and everything. So I'm sure there's some things you can do, but yeah, most things are probably off the table for a bit. And for someone who trains as hard as you two, Johnny, it's probably good once in a while just to like totally just chill for a while, for a few weeks, just let your body recover. No matter how healthy and great you're doing, how young you are, our bodies always can use a little bit more recovery time. You could probably literally take a month or two off and really not have lost too much as far as conditioning and muscle strength, and you'll probably get it right back. So you'll be good, Johnny. But it does suck. I'm not trying to discount that it sucks breaking your ankle. Hey, Carmichael, we're doing good, Carmichael. Wow, I forgot. Yeah, you don't really take the major highways, huh, late model, when you drive. Back roads driving from Mendo to Fairfax today. That must have been going through lots of like mountains and stuff like that, twisty roads. You have a good vehicle for that though, from what I remember. Mine is not good for that sort of thing. Mine is great for like driving in cities. Uh, Ooh, wow. It's that serious, huh? You're going to go to an orthopedics doctor surgeon on Monday to see if he needs surgery on it. Wow. Yeah, weigh out the pros and cons of that. Hopefully you can heal fine without any surgery, even if it takes a little bit longer. I personally, not saying you should, I personally would opt to not go through all the craziness of surgery and just wait another month or two or whatever. Hopefully you won't have to do surgery though. Um, Kali, favorite vegan activist? Apart from me, a vegan activist who's not myself, yeah, I'll give a big vote there for Earthling Ed. Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. I mean, there's different ways to be vegan activists. Not all vegan activists are out, like in public doing stuff, like him and like Joey Carpstrong. I consider I'm doing a form of at least vegan outreach or something like that, But anyway, yeah, Earthling Ed for sure. Carl, you're in Santa Rosa. Nice. What are you doing out there for medically? Oh yeah, you're at True North. Yeah, I know totally what you're doing. Yeah, I knew it was in like that part of that region. I forgot that it was in Santa Rosa. Awesome, cool. I know you probably can't do it there, but yeah, you're in wine country, man. You're around some of the best wine from California right there, but that's not what you're doing right now. Medically supervised fast. Awesome. Well, good. If you guys know I'm not into fasting or anything like that, but if I was said if someone has a medical reason to do fasting, do it responsibly. Do it with doctors, people who can monitor how things are going for you. And I don't think there's any better place I've heard of for doing a medically supervised fast than True North. So you did the right thing, the responsible thing, doing it around in a facility that knows about fasting. They're not some kind of fly-by-night just trying to rent like a Airbnb in Costa Rica for a week or two as they do a fast and they move on out. And this is a place where people are responsible, they're medically trained, and they're there to protect you and make sure that you do your fast as healthy as possible. And if things don't look right, they'll tell you, hey, you got to stop it. So you're at the right spot. And Late Model just went through Santa Rosa earlier today. What do you know? Okay, so you don't have freeways and interstates near your home, so you have to try to take back roads whenever possible. I didn't realize that, a Late Model, especially when it's coastal and beautiful. I didn't realize that Bend, Oregon is not connected to what's the interstate? It's like Highway 5, right? That goes all the way up and down the West Coast. I didn't realize there's no freeway to get from Bend to the I-5, so it's all roads there. Interesting. I could see if you don't drive on a highway or freeway more than once or twice a year, it's probably, pretty nerve-wracking, I totally get it. I get it. Yeah, it's good. Sometimes it's better to take a route that's technically longer, takes more time, but it's got more vibe and beauty. For today, guys, remember I told you last Friday was my last day at my gym. They're already tearing it down and removing crap and stuff there at that LA Fitness. So I had to go to a new one today, and I had my choice of several. They all involved driving at least 20 to 30 minutes. And I said, I'm going to go to the one that's 30 minutes, a little bit further, but it was a beautiful drive. I got to drive down Pacific Coast Highway, along the ocean, saw surfers, which I used to be one before. It was nice. So I go, okay, I don't mind driving an extra 5 or 6 minutes with the more beautiful drive into a nice part of town and, having a chill, a chill time rather than going on some dirty, stinky freeways and stuff like that. So anyway, let's see. So you have up there in your area, Late Model, you have 2-lane highways where the speed limit is 65, but no interstates. The nearest one is I-5, a couple hours away from Bend. Okay, interesting. Yeah. VLAM, what's the deal with the Texas politician being accused by Trump of being vegan? I know, first of all, that politician has never claimed to be vegan. There's plenty of evidence of him online eating animal products. It's just the president of the United States found it to be politically useful to smear someone for being vegan. That's how our president perceives people like ourselves, that it's something, when you call someone a vegan, as he put it, it's not to put them up high, to speak well of them. It's our president, and I would say this if it were Joe Biden saying this or Gavin Newsom. I don't care. Anyone who says something foolish, I will call him out on. I have no one's off limits for me, as far as saying something wrong, just completely wrong and insensitive. Yeah, that guy's not, that Texas politician, not a vegan, or vegan, never was. It's a little old, this story, but I still might do a video about it. Just that our president's an anti-vegan. If my governor were an anti-vegan, I'd make a video too. It's, again, just so happens that it's the president of the United States making these anti-vegan claims. Yeah, he thinks it's a put down of being a vegan. I think he's a vegan because he's vaguely vegan. He's not even vegan, the politician. Oh, thanks, late model. Yeah, the hair's growing out now. So when it grows out, it just kind of loses its kind of curl and just has some more wave to it. And usually on Fridays, my typical Friday, I go to the gym, I get back, take a bath, so, and it looks all right. Often on days when I make my response videos, I had bathed or showered the night before. I've slept on it. My hair's kind of crazy, so I wear the hat. So yeah, that's why often you'll see me on gym days like today when I do the live streams with my hair down and all that. So yeah. Oh, Carmichael, yes. I was wondering if you got the update about a book. You bought the book on the live stream last Friday, and I usually would go right to the post office on Mondays, but Memorial Day, and I had things keeping me occupied pretty much all Tuesday and Wednesday. So Thursday morning, bam, got my orders all together, took them to the post office later that day, and I wasn't sure if my software still sends out the updates to you. So I'm glad you got the update. It goes out, it didn't say it. Yeah, I ship out all books via priority mail, which is quicker, so you'll get it sooner. So, get there just as quick if I had sent it out like first class mail like a day or two before. So yeah, we signed it for you and everything, so I hope you enjoy it. Hey, Fu Man Poo! Oh, we have a similar haircut right now. Your hair's this long right now, late model? Holy moly, that is long for you. VLAM thinks about the whole Trump vegan put down thing. You think it's a good sign. Veganism is in the mainstream discourse? Yeah, but not in a good way. But yeah, it depends what news sources you're watching. If you're watching the right-wing ones, yeah, they're running with vegan being bad and probably saying it's feminine for a man, and it's just all this crap that's stupid. And if you're watching like non-right-leaning ones, yeah, you see them showing the evidence, showing that the senator in question is not vegan. They show him eating meat and stuff like that, and just showing how factually incorrect and ridiculous this whole vegan thing is that Trump said. So yeah, so it depends it's good or bad depending on which news you're watching. The right-leaning one that doesn't discuss the facts of the matter, like the fact checking that senator is not vegan, or the ones that actually show like guys never claim to be vegan. But anyway, okay, you're going to get the book Monday? Awesome, cool. Too bad it won't come tomorrow, though. I guess if I had gotten out one day, because, yeah, it probably would have got there Sunday, but, yeah, no mail delivery Sunday. They'd say, hey, uncle, soon you have to have your primary voting ballots in. You got yours in the Dropbox already. Yeah, that's my task for Sunday. Yeah, voting day is Tuesday. I usually have them in by now, but just had other stuff I got. So anyway, yeah, Tuesday I'll get my primary voter stuff in. Hey, Vegan Scottman, what's up? Hey, I don't remember you before. That's a cool name. The only Scottish person that's vegan, or the only person in Scotland that's vegan. Anyway, thanks for being here with us. Hey, Nikki. Good to see you, Nikki and Fallon Marie. I saw the of Maria, Fallon Marie, and Nikki. I can say, hey, Mickey. Hey, Fallon Marie. Hey, Nikki. How you guys doing? You gals. I don't know. Should I have genderless ways of greeting people? And Cheesy the Mouse. Welcome. More advertising for Tallarico. Is that the vegan senator from Texas that Trump is complaining about? I forgot the person's name already. Angie suggested I should do some kind of video about it, and I probably shall, even though it's a little late. But it's a story that deserves some mention. How our president's making these anti-vegan comments. Like I said, if Gavin Newsom were doing it, if Pete Buttigieg were doing it, if any world leader, Prince Charles were doing it, maybe I'd say it. I don't know. I don't really. No one is sacred. Anyone who says things that are factually wrong and downright just insensitive and borderline immoral, I'll call, especially about veganism, I'll call it out. It's Heidi. You support Trump. I was wondering how you might feel about that. It doesn't bother you that Trump doesn't like veganism. Would be great if he did, but it makes sense he wouldn't. But the thing is, Heidi, a lot of people don't like veganism. But the thing is, to put down someone for being vegan he's trying to frame veganism as something bad, something that one ought not to be, something that one should be ashamed of being. So it's more than disliking. It's taken it a step or two further than that. Furthermore, the person's not even vegan. He didn't even check his facts. So there's so much wrong about this. That's the difference. Like, say, I know plenty of people who don't like veganism, but they don't say it in as a negative thing, like a epithet, a put down or something like that. They just don't want to be vegan, and that's as far as they go. But they don't think, hey, vegans are all horrible people and it's a thing you should be ashamed of. It's something that should like disqualify you almost from being an elected representative or something. What's that? AJ Trump also confused cisgender with six genders. Wow, interesting. Heidi, you're no, it's not guy banter. It's like say he said something racist, and yeah, it's just guy banter. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he's being a bigot. He's being a bigot towards people like yourself and myself, people who don't eat animal products, putting us down like we're lower people. There's people that eat meat. They're fine and cool. They could all run for office and have all rights and privileges. We have fewer. We're like lower people. We're not qualified, whatever. We're lesser people. I wouldn't call so easily dismiss obvious bigotry. And you guys know I'm not calling Trump out for this just for this. I've been saying this for years and years that anti-veganism is bigotry. You guys might not know this, who are people, a lot of you guys are like, not people of color, or you guys are probably straight. I'm straight, but I'm a person of color. I have experienced racism and bigotry at different times, but throughout my entire life. I know what bigotry is like. So when I experience bigotry as a vegan, people dislike me, not for my race or my culture or whatever, people, or how I appear. People dislike me because I choose not to eat animal products. It's the same emotion. It's the same dark, toxic, negative, just generalizing a class of people with a negative connotation to them. Bigotry is bigotry. So I know you like Trump, Heidi. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I would really think a little bit more about trying to justify bigotry, because really anti-veganism is bigotry. It hits me the same exact way. I see the same negative toxicity coming from people when they express bigotry, whether it be a racist comment, a sexist comment, an ageist comment. You see, I get this ageist comments here on the live. You've seen it happen in real time, or an anti-vegan comment. So it's the same thing. Bigotry is all toxic and hateful. You don't see anti-veganism as bigotry, Heidi? Wow, I don't know what I can say to make my case any better, I don't know. We could agree to disagree on that, but it's flat out bigotry. It's directed at vegans instead of being directed at people of a certain race or culture or whatever, it's directed at us for our choice to not consume animal products. Let's see. Let me see while I was going on that rant there. Let's see. Let's see. Charlie Kirk didn't like veganism, but then Carl says, true, but he later took down his anti-vegan videos when he got backlash. There are some Republican vegans out there like Heidi. That's what I'm saying. When you make these blanket generalizing statements, speaking badly or negatively about a class of people, you're probably going to speak badly about some people that you like. There's got to be some Republican vegans, right? It's not like if you're Republican, you can't be vegan, or if you're vegan, you can't be Republican. There's going to be some overlap in there for sure. So if you're being an anti-vegan and a politician, you're going to offend a certain class of your followers and supporters, I should say. What's that late model? If your super conservative, religious Marine Colonel uncle is protesting Trump with his church, it's what was the word there? But it's odd. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Exactly. Yeah, if you have people who are lifelong Republicans, lifelong conservatives and religious, and they don't find that stuff like this, like, for instance, I bet your uncle is not a vegan or anything, but he probably doesn't like bigotry. He probably wouldn't be too happy about the big bigotry of the comment. Hey, Veganosaur, the Cube of Truth people walk by saying, look, it's vegans, and walk off, completely missing the point. See, there's bigotry right there. Oh, there's vegans. I don't want to talk to them because vegans are low people. They're immoral, low people, or lower class of people. That's what happens when you generalize and classify people in your mind as being like, negative, not good, or what have you. AJ, you're frying up Korean vegetable pancakes. Damn, that sounds good. What kind of oil are you using? Olive? Avocado? Yeah, there you go, late model. Yeah, your conservative religious uncle isn't vegan, but yeah, I support you. Yeah, so I'm saying you could not be into veganism. You can even be against it. Like, I'm sure your uncle would say, hey, I'm never going to be vegan, but I support my niece here. As I got the relationship there. Yeah, your uncle doesn't think you're a lower person or immoral or bad or doing something wrong, like you can't run for office now because you only eat plants. And you're absolutely right, late model. No one is born hating another person. Having hate or dislike or bigotry towards other people, something learned. And that's why I'm trying to caution some here to not be so flippant about dismissing it, because in a sense you're condoning bigotry if you're like you're okay with it. If you're okay with it, you're going along with it. And kudos to your uncle there, late model, for not going along with him. That's great that your uncle loves you, has nothing against you for not being like exactly the way he is. That's what that's what it's like to live in America. That's what it should be. We're not all the same. Yeah, that's true, Carl. Yeah, vegans by their very existence makes some non-vegans very triggered. Our existence just triggers them. It makes them feel guilty. So that's one reason why we have people that don't like us. Okay, you're making that Korean pancake thing with sesame oil. Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I've used sesame oil all that much. Well, at least you have a vegetarian doctor, late model. Your vegetarian doctor supports you being vegan. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, Fu Man Poo, I'm so sorry to hear. Like, we have we have injured warriors here today. Johnny Bravo broke his fibula, and now Fu Man Poo tore a calf muscle going on. You're in pain. I'm so sorry to hear that. You're in Florida. I don't think Florida has legalized cannabis, right? Because I would suggest, hey, if you already took aspirin or you don't like that kind of stuff, yeah, cannabis might be able to help too. But I'm sorry if the political climate in your state doesn't allow for legal cannabis or anything like that. So I'm sorry to hear that, Fu. You got to chill out on the weights, man. It sounds like you're going too crazy. We're old, bro. We're Gen Xers. You got to go at a steady rate and not like overdo it. Have sufficient days off, let your body recover. I'm guilty too. I'm not speaking like I'm on a pedestal and I'm perfect or anything like that. I'm just reminding us Gen Xers. So we might feel young. We might feel like we're doing pretty good for our age, but when you get inside, our body has some miles on it. Our bodies have miles on them, so we gotta respect our bodies. Wow, late model, your doctor almost got hit by a car while on his bike and almost died. Wow, so this happened. Hoping he'll still be able to practice medicine. So this wasn't like a long time ago, and your doctor's fine now. Wow, so your doctor is still like recovering. Oh my God. See, that's why I don't cycle anymore, guys. That's exactly why. I'm just afraid now. Just that, it's not just an unfounded, irrational fear. I mean, the traffic statistics are bear out my fears. Like Long Beach had more fatalities, traffic-related fatalities, Some were, some people who were killed were pedestrians. Some were like driving cars. Some were passengers in the cars. Some were cyclists. It's just there are more road fatalities last year than any year in like past, like I forgot, like 20 years. It's been a long time. So yeah, what I've been seeing is backed up by the data. It's kind of not the best time to be sharing the roads with cars right now. Not that it's ever totally safe, but right now it's just like, no, too risky for me. Hey Carl, your primary care doctor is vegan and your cardiologist strongly supports your vegan diet. And most cardiologists do, because they know that we're eating tons of fiber, eating non-dietary cholesterol. Yeah, I'm sure your cardiologist would recommend to watch out for certain things like foods that are high in like saturated fat, coconut oil, coconut milk products, stuff like that. You're very fortunate that doctors like this exist in your area. Awesome. I think it's getting better. I think amongst cardiologists, they know they can't spout bullshit like Ken Berry and all these guys who aren't cardiologists. I mean, if they did, they'd get laughed out of their cardiologist profession. There's no cardiologist saying, hey, eat tons of meat and dairy and screw all that fiber in the plants. That doesn't do anything. Get your LDL super high. It's all great, So yeah, cardiologists, they pretty much have to be on board with the evidence-based information. There's really not much wiggle room there. Hey Carmichael, Ryan, do I have a favorite recipe out of the book? You got it, Sarah, our late model. The very first one, the Tuscan kale pilaf. Favorite in the sense that that's the one I have most often out of the book is the Tuscan kale pilaf, the first recipe. We have it usually around once a week. So yeah, roughly like 3 times a month we'll have the TKP. Fu Man, you quit the reefer, but bog on. Whatever you got to do to get the pain down there, Fu Man Poo. Oh, wow. So your doctor is still recovering from a serious brain injury, and this just happened in January. God, here we are in May 29th, May 30th for some people, and your doctor is still recovering from a bike accident in January. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that, late model. That sucks. Girl ran a red light, was texting. Yeah. I guess that could explain why I've seen so many people running red lights. I just thought they're overly aggressive, but they're probably texting as well, a lot of them. Well, hey, thanks, Fulmar Music, for becoming a member or renewing your membership. Fulmar Music, thanks so much. Appreciate your... you've been a member before, haven't you, or not? Anyway, well, either way, thank you, Fulmar Music. Thanks for doing it. Yeah, Cheesy Mouse. Yeah, nobody looks at the road when driving anymore. It's kind of scary. Oh, man, he was a super young doctor, too. He probably has tons of student loans. Hit up his GoFundMe. He's pretty... Oh, it's so sad that a doctor needs a GoFundMe. That shows you how the world or the United States is now. It's so sad. Oh, man. AJ, your friend's dad died bike riding when you were kids. Scared you away from bike riding. And, yeah, that doesn't do it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm pretty scared to ride on open roads with cars now too. I said I'm open to riding later on in the future when I can ride in like more protected roads. Not sharing the roads with car kind of places. That's like bike and pedestrian only areas. So yeah, just for right now though, I'm gonna chill. Brian Rock Music, hey, what's up? Long time no see. Where have you been, Brian Croc? Hey, wait, do you follow me on Instagram? Or shit, I thought I've seen you around before. Anyway, where you been, Brian? Your late model, your lady part stock used to be vegan, but is now vegetarian. So she's on board with your dietary patterns too. Awesome. Yeah, if I find a doctor that's vegetarian, I'm not bummed. I'm stoked. It's like, yeah, finding a vegan doctor, super rare, but vegetarian doctor, cool, take it. That's a little less rare, And the next best thing is to have non-vegan, non-vegetarian doctors who understand. Like where I go, I have all these like younger doctors that work there. They're doctors, but they're like in residency, so they're like millennials or younger, Gen Z doctors. And it seems like the younger doctors know, they're on board. They've seen veganism their entire like adult lives and teenage lives. They understand what it is. It's usually the older doctors. I'm not being ageist, but I've had more trouble with older doctors, like kind of like oh, you're going to die. You're going to grow a third head and your arms will fall off, you know? So yeah, the younger doctors never bat an eye. When I was trying to say I'm vegan, you know, I've been so for X amount of years, and they don't care. They're just totally cool with it. Yeah, autistic Pokemon trainer. I thought you may have learned this from the past, but oh no, wicked agendas here now too. Do you actually have a question rather than stating your preferences to consume dead animals? If you're just gonna do the latter, I'm gonna kick your ass out of here, or maybe Uncle will. One of us will kick your ass out of here. But if you have a question, now would be a pretty good time to ask it. So you know, it ball's in your court once again. How do you want to play this game? It's all up to you. But I've told you exactly how it's going to go. Either way you decide to play this. Troll, kick you off. Ask a question, we'll try to answer it. Uncle, ever heard about the new BTS themed purple Oreos? Tastes like a popular Korean street food and are actually vegan. No, I'll mention that to Angie. I'm surprised she hasn't mentioned that to me. AJ, you still haven't found a doctor? Oh my goodness, AJ. Oh man, I feel so sorry. You said it's just you can't find it in your area, right? Like none are accepting new patients in your area. That's horrible. What's wrong with our country? You can't find a doctor? Not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying it's our system. Like we have a doctor who got in an accident, needed a GoFundMe, and you, AJ, you're trying to find a doctor in your area and you can't find one. Wow. I feel so lucky that it was pretty easy for me to find the doctor and medical group that I found. Hopefully I still can have it, for a while. See how our president and Doge and all that plays out in the next year or so. I want to keep it. I'm quite happy with it. Autistic Pokemon trainer. Shouldn't we eat the healthiest diet possible? You're saying that and we ought to, like we are obligated to eat the healthiest diet possible. So you'll need to make some kind of deontological argument that shows that we ought to. That's what ought means. Like it's reason giving, that it's universal. Like we all should eat the healthiest diet possible. The thing is, are you assuming that you know what the healthiest diet possible is? The thing is, even if you eat the healthiest diet possible, let's say it ranks 100 out of 100, whatever this diet is, I don't even know what it is. I'll just say there is a healthiest diet humanly possible, the most optimal human diet. We'll just call it that. We won't say what's in it. Well, maybe the number 2, second best, most healthiest optimal diet is like 99.3% of that 100% of the number 1 most optimal healthy human diet. So I don't think if you're getting like 99.3% from the number 2 diet, I don't see any reason to be obligated to change what you're doing to get that extra 0.7%, say, and say the third best is 98.7%. You're still if you're getting a sufficiently healthy diet, I see no obligation to make it even more optimal or higher and whatever or something like that. The thing is, first off, veganism is not a diet. We have to eat plants, and fungi because of our moral objection to treating animals as objects. We're against animal. Oops, wrong. Let me get it again. Damn, I've been messing this up the past few weeks. We're against animal cruelty. Ooh, the screen's really bright too. Yikes. Let me do it one more time. We're against animal cruelty and exploitation. But we need to eat something. So it's completely up to each vegan, each person, for him or herself to decide, hey, how important it is for one to eat a healthy vegan diet. Because if you're against animal cruelty and exploitation, nothing demands, nothing forces you or obliges you to eat in the healthiest manner possible. The question, though, is if you want to eat in a healthy way as a vegan, is it possible or impossible? That's what you want to know. Is it like scientifically, medically, nutritionally impossible to eat a healthy vegan diet? No. And don't take the opinion of someone like Pokemon trainer here who's actually never looked into the science, the mountain of science and research that shows without any doubt that health organizations around the world have read it and agreed. Yeah, a well-planned vegan diet, not just any old vegan diet, but a well-planned, well-balanced, well-rounded, plant-based vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. So that's like, it doesn't say, hey, but it's really not that good. It's adequate, but you're probably going to die or be deficient or something like that. So that's all you got to do as a vegan. You're doing it for moral reasons, and you don't want to F yourself and like die because your diet is so bad, but you're doing it for the animals. You still have to be alive and work and live, and a dead vegan activist is not really a really good vegan activist. I'm saying you got to take care of yourself. So yeah, that's the answer right there. So there's no obligation to eat the world's healthiest diet, and as far as last time I checked, there is no consensus as to what is the most optimal human diet. That's why I said, let's just say there is one. We don't even know what it is. Okay, you Googled it. Well, that settles it all. The Mediterranean diet. So you're saying we should sacrifice our health for the animals? Well, no. That's not what it says. Let's just say the Mediterranean diet is okay. Assuming the Mediterranean. Okay, let me browse web here. Mediterranean. I'm misspelling things. Diet is the healthiest possible. Am I, as a vegan who eats a well-balanced vegan diet, sacrificing my health? So that's what I'm choosing your wording here. Let's see. No, you're not sacrificing your health. Let's read it again. Assuming the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest possible, am I, as a vegan who eats a well-balanced vegan diet, sacrificing my health? No, you're not sacrificing your health. In fact, clinical trials have shown that a well-balanced, whole food vegan diet can provide equivalent, and in some cases, superior nutritional and cardiovascular benefits compared to a Mediterranean diet. So take that, autistic Pokemon trainer, sacrificing your health. See, that's a bad thing about Google. You go and you're Googling in bad faith. You're just trying to find what you want to find, but you didn't check to see that how a plant or a well-planned vegan diet compares to a Mediterranean diet. And as you see here, it compares freaking favorably. You're not sacrificing your health. How can you be so hyperbolic and so dishonest to say that? Because when you went to Google, it didn't say that. And if you're eating a vegan diet, you are sacrificing your health for your morals. So you're here in bad faith. You're not. I'm trying to say here. You're just You're not engaging with what we're saying here. You're just repeating your biased beliefs and trying to find one Google search that you think, aha, you're sacrificing your health as a vegan. So anyway, Fu Man Poo says, I got something you could eat, Pokey Guy. Yeah, confirmation bias, Satanic Stefan. Exactly. That's exactly what he did. He just had his confirmation bias. He Googled it. Oh, Mediterranean diet is the healthiest. Oh, therefore, any other diet, you're sacrificing your health because it's not the number one diet. Like I said, if the number one diet gives you 100% perfect health benefits, the number two could be 99.8 or 5 or 3% of that. It's like you don't need the 100% to get the full array of benefits. It's not like he or she who gets the most nutrients wins or something like that. That's what people think. I think that's not how nutrition works. And I'm not a nutritionist, but I know that he or she who gets the most nutrients wins or is automatically healthier or something like that. It's not that simple. It's not like third grade math. Autistic Pokemon trainer, you're not listening. I told you, I don't care what the healthiest diet is possible. Assuming the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet possible. I said that. I was so charitable. Do you see what I did there? I did a tactic where I grant you what you're asserting. I don't have to, but so if I grant you what you're asserting and you're still wrong, it makes my response that much stronger. I granted that the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest possible. For this case, I'm not saying I believe that wholeheartedly, but for this example here, this response, I granted that if the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest possible, am I as a vegan who eats a well-balanced vegan diet sacrificing my health? No. And I used the same source you did. I went to freaking Google. So suck on that, Autistic Pokemon trainer. You're here in bad faith, and we're going to time you out because you're not engaging. You're just still repeating your bias and not listening to anything I've said. I've wasted all my time, wasted my breath, explaining as clearly and articulately as possible what your Google search really shows, and it doesn't show what you think it shows. In fact, I used your Google search, expanded on it, and shows that it disproves what you are saying. So you don't want to go to Google again and get your ass beat. Why would I want second or third best? Well, why would I want it? Because it says in some cases a vegan diet, a whole food vegan diet, can provide equivalent. Do you understand what equivalent means? And in some cases, superior nutritional and cardiovascular benefits compared to your perfect Mediterranean diet in your mind. So anyway, my point is, as a vegan, I didn't get into veganism to be the health. I didn't say, hey, you know what? I never sitting around my house one day, and think, you know what I really want to do, guys? Or I'm thinking to myself, I want to find the healthiest diet humanly possible. I want to find what's number one and do that. No, that's not at all what happened to me in my life. What happened to me is, once again, I came to the understanding, the realization that I don't want animals to be killed in order for me to live. I want to eat plants instead. All right, so I had that conviction, that moral stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And I want to know, am I screwing myself because of my moral beliefs? By sacrificing animal products? Am I sacrificing my health? No, the health organizations from around the world say, no, of course you're not. And furthermore, our little Google search right now, based on your Google search, shows, no, I'm not sacrificing my health whatsoever. So who cares if it's the second or third healthiest way of eating? As long as I'm getting sufficient nutrients and having great health benefits, particularly cardiovascular benefits, I'm all in. So what's the problem, Pokemon trainer? How am I being a bad person by not having animals killed for me and having eating in a healthy way as I'm doing that? I'm not sure what the problem is. Try to explain to me where the problem is. And late model who was staying at a vegan bed and breakfast. Is that what you call it? Like an eco resort? I don't know what to call it. Anyway, the Stanford Inn breakfast this morning was very healthy. A fresh vegetable scramble with braised tamari, tempeh with a side of sweet potato. Yeah, you're gonna die eating that, late model. Haven't you heard? Autistic Pokemon trainer says if you're eating that, you are sacrificing your health. You're not eating the healthiest diet in the world. You're gonna die soon. But you shouldn't. He shouldn't want to get into that with you or me because we have great biomarkers. I know. I remember you told me you got your blood test a few months ago and they're really, really good. All right, so now we're going to leave Autistic Pokemon trainer. Yeah, exactly. I like the response that Carl said. Pokemon trainer said, if you were taking a test, would you rather get 100% or 97%? And Carl said, if you had to kill another student to get 100%, would you do it? I would choose to not unalive the fellow student and take the test on my own, not harming any other people or animals or anything, and getting 97%. Yeah, totally, any day. But Autistic Pokemon trainer thinks, no, he is better than other sentient beings. He is better than others that have their own agency, and he would unalive them so he could get 100%. That's the difference between people like me and Carl and people like Autistic Pokemon trainer. Autistic Pokemon trainer is selfish, and it justifies killing other fellow living sentient mammals in order for him to continue living. So yeah, that's the difference. Yeah, I don't need to have to participate in animal cruelty and exploitation, pay others to kill animals in order for me to eat healthy food that gives me great results. So I'm not sure, again, what's the problem? I have great biomarkers, I'm eating healthy, when I go to my doctors, they're like not worried. So I'm not sure what the problem is exactly. And and the way I'm eating is in alignment with my moral values. Yeah, I know, VLAM, and vegan diets being a mere 97 compared to a 100 for a Mediterranean diet is debatable at best, but we went with it. If getting the 100 meant killing someone, I'll take the 97 all freaking day. Let's see. Late model said that Peter, our other moderator, in addition to Uncle, said that he won't be around much this summer. Oh, if you're looking for another moderator, we'll think about nominating AJ. We'll think about it. It's been pretty chill. I think Uncle and I have it down pretty solid. What do you think, Uncle? Yeah, veganism is a philosophy for sure. It's a philosophy and a way of living. The philosophy part is having the moral objection to animal cruelty and exploitation, the objection to having or treating and perceiving animals as property and objects to do with as we please. And the lifestyle part is, all right, you can have those philosophical beliefs, but they don't mean a shit of good if you don't put some practices into your life, such as not participating in, purchasing animal products. I know AJ moderates for tons of other, or several other people, so I want AJ to be able to just enjoy a weekly live stream without having any of the stress or responsibilities, I should say, of a moderator. I think and if it gets to the point where, yeah, I think I need another moderator, I'll definitely consider AJ or someone, whoever, wants to do it. But yeah, for right now, if I just have Uncle or Peter, I'm good. Because, I really don't get that many trolls anymore. So, if things were different, if I had more trolls and stuff, like, having two moderators would be more essential. Yeah, Satanic Steven. Veganism is not a diet. How many times do I have to keep saying that? I've shown the definition here 100 times. Not today 100 times, but I mean, I've shown it thousands of times, but oops, crap. Wrong browser. It's a philosophy. It's a way of life. It's a way of living. So, what do you guys think? Should we, did we give too much time already to Autistic Pokemon Trainer? He's obviously not listening or caring about what we say. He should have conceded that he was just completely wrong about how vegan diet is sacrificing on your health, needlessly. Like, it's not. So what do you guys think? Should we do this or not? Should we time him out? Because I'll gladly do it right now. Yeah, and VLAM, good point here. Obsession with healthy eating is often, not a slam dunk, but is often a symptom of orthorexia or what's that other one? Not bulimia. It's a way that it's just a class. It's the general class of disordered eating. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's not what veganism. One could say it's an obsession instead with like being against killing animals, but it's not an obsession with optimal human health or stuff like that. That's not what veganism is. Again, you can get great health on a vegan diet, and you could have horrible health on a vegan diet. It's depending on how you eat and what your lifestyle is like. Oh, AJ, you lost one of your mod ships when the channel owner stopped her channel. Oh, why'd you? Why'd she stop her channel for, AJ, if you don't mind me asking? That's cool, AJ. You can still listen to the channel owner, but it still requires a little bit more responsibility than non-moderators have. Okay, Fu Man, you're still here, Fu. Okay, you better go to bed. Gotta do your GIMP workout early before the ultrasound. Oh man, see you next week. God bless all my comrades here. Let us roid and rock on. Maybe fewer roids for you, Foo. That could be why you got your calf injury. Who knows, you know? But yeah, just chill out. Ooh, I feel my neck today when that happens. Anyway, a good point, Carl. That oh, I see Uncle just sent me the BTS Oreos. I'll forward those to Angie. Thanks, Uncle. Now, what are you saying there, doing, Carl? That you're saying to autistic Pokemon trainer? Do you agree that moral decisions should have some impact on what you eat? Like the choice of what you eat shouldn't be devoid of, like, you know, just not considering any kinds of moral issues, like, you know, lack of moral consideration, 100%. Okay, autistic Pokemon trainer, you have no idea what you're talking about. We're just going to time you out because you're not here to engage. You didn't concede that what you said to me earlier was complete bullshit, that I'm sacrificing my health by eating a vegan diet. The Google result, I just used the same tool you did, showed that what you were saying is not what you was not proven by Google. It's just you expanding onto what Google said and you placing your own bias on top of it. So anyway, we're going to put you in timeout. Put you in timeout for 24 hours. Man, you can't come back today. So thanks for playing, and we'll see you later. Wasting all of our times, you know? It's our time here. Allison said, whatever, Streamlabs. Does Streamlabs do something to you there, Allison? Let me know. Muthulan, imagine getting your morals from Google. No, I don't think he got his morals from Google. He thought he got his facts from Google, that vegan diets mean you're sacrificing your health. And as we clearly showed here, I'll just show it one more time. Nope, because he said the Mediterranean diet was the healthiest diet humanly possible. And I don't necessarily agree with that, but I just, for argument's sake, let's assume that to be true. Assuming the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet possible. Am I, as a vegan who eats a balanced vegan diet, sacrificing my health? He says, absolutely not. How did autistic Pokemon trainer respond to that? Ignored it. Why? Because facts are inconvenient. You know, if the facts are not in alignment with his pre-biases already, just ignore the fact. It's inconvenient. That is a hardcore objective fact here that shatters his assertion from earlier. Vegan Scotsman, he should do an IQ test. A good point there on Scotsman. That would be interesting, huh? If he comes on next, we could try to do an IQ test. I saw a live streamer I do. He had a guest on that was like that, and the guest thought he was super smart. And then they did an IQ test, and it didn't go all that well. But anyway, maybe I'll do that. That'll be kind of interesting. There's a full moon tonight, Heidi. Well, it's not that crazy in here. It's just autistic Pokemon trainer who's been coming now for the past, like, you know, month or so, you know, so nothing out of the ordinary tonight as far as the effects of a full moon. Yeah, Satanic Stephen. Yeah, Google has been an excuse for people to forget about critical thinking. No, Google is a tool. I used it as support to my thinking. I constructed a whole argument to debunk what he said, you know? So yeah, it's a tool. A lot of things you could do with a tool. You could build a house. You could kill someone. You could smash your jaw for looks max. And it's just a tool. It depends on how you use it. And yeah, unfortunately, any fool can do something not great with a tool like Google. Oh, Allison, yeah, Streamlabs doesn't like all caps. You know, I keep forgetting to turn that off because, you know, I can't remember the last time it stopped like a troll type person. It pretty much is always stopping you guys, you know, so I'll try to remember to turn that off in Streamlabs before next live stream. So, Ryan, remember, I'm going to make a remember. This is how I remember things. I tell myself, Ryan, remember to turn off the all caps thing in Streamlabs. Oh, you're going to bed early tonight, Nikki? If you're still here, Nikki Tofu Princess, thanks for coming and joining as long as you can. Okay, that's true, Carl. Yeah, there is a sycophancy that's often built into like artificial intelligence, but this is an objective fact. The thing is, like you can fact check if what I asked Google there is true. That is it true that a well planned and balanced vegan diet would be considered a sacrifice in health compared to other diets like Mediterranean. I mean, if you did some research on that, you're not going to find anything that would support, yeah, it's a sacrifice in health. You know, you're running some risk there, eating all those great plants. Oh, you guys are taunting the bot? Huh. Maybe it's nicer to channel members. I'm noticing all you guys that are getting through with all caps are channel members. So anyway, who knows? Just taking a guess here. Hey AJ, thank you for the weekly cult dues, much appreciated. Yeah, we used them Saturday morning actually. Went to our local coffee cafe slash vegan Italian restaurant in the morning. It's like it's a cafe. Yeah, remember? Yeah, Angie got a brunch snack there. I just got a decaf. Not a California soy latte. They don't have that there. It's Italian, so I got a marzipan. But yeah, thanks, AJ. We appreciate you helping us out with that. Yeah, last week was crazy, guys. Remember last Friday is when that Garden Grove chemical factory plant, people were evacuated. And then Saturday, I was going to go visit my mom that day, and I decided not to go because at that time, we had no idea what was going to happen. We didn't know until really Monday what was going to happen with that. Was it going to explode or not? And I figured if it exploded, and we saw the blast radius zone, and I mean, we're totally safe here, but if it did have a full explosion like they thought was quite possible at the time on Saturday, I figured it's going to be hell and chaos. I mean, freeways are going to be shut down, and people are going to be evacuating or trying to get all over the place. So I decided to just stick around last weekend because I didn't want to get involved in some kind of urban chaos situation because I'd be kind of passing through freeways that are adjacent to that area to get where I need to go. So anyway, I'm glad that got handled. There's a lot of lawsuits now because of that. The aerospace company having no like redundant way to like cool the tank down. They had to call the fire department and pray and all that. So anyway, I'm glad that got resolved. No one got hurt, and no houses got destroyed. But it sucks that people had to spend some people 4 nights in hotels or in their cars or whatever. But that was pretty gnarly, AJ. We never lived through something like that where there's an imminent explosion, in one of a town 2 or 3 towns over, not that far as the crow flies, as they say, it's an area we're familiar with. We've eaten in that area many times. We go through that area to get a lot of places in Orange County. It's a place we're quite familiar with. So anyway, yeah, that was a lot. That was it was making us pretty stressed out last weekend. And we weren't even in the evacuation or blast zone, just being so near it though. Uncle, that's a bit sycophantic for an AR response. I get the humor in that, but yeah, that's not too far off. Hey, Hardly Tin Man Adonis, woohoo, cool! You got our old happy fam emojis, awesome. Yeah, Heidi, everyone was following that chemical plant. My mom wasn't aware of it, and I told her about it, and she didn't know what was going on. And then finally, she realized what was going on. She was watching it all weekend, and yeah, it was a pretty big deal. Oh, late model, you have a cousin that moved to Highland Park. LA's so big. Yeah, we're nowhere near Highland Park. Yeah, Angie has an old friend that lives out in Highland Park. We hardly ever go see him because it's so far. Yeah, and Heidi, the few days after that, Washington paper mill exploded. Again, chemical tank, it's like, wow. But yeah, I guess it really hit home. I should have some kind of go bag ready to go. I know late models so prepared. They have a car and all this stuff ready to go, or an SUV all could get packed or is packed. I don't have a go bag ready, so I gotta get shit together for who knows what can happen. The people in Garden Grove had no idea that they were literally the closest homes were 400 feet, or was it 400 no, No, it's 400 meters. No, let me think again. It was pretty close. I forgot which one it was now, but way too close. Like tracked homes, really close to that explosive tank, those explosive chemical tanks. I mean, who thought that was a good idea? How did that get approved? Yeah, if that tank explodes, that whole tracked home area is toast, you know? So anyway, oh yeah, you live in a really fire-prone area. That's why you have you're so prepared. Yeah, for really practical like reason. Hey, Kentucky. I always call you Kentucky, Country-Fried Vegan. There's something wrong with my brain. MT Dixon, hello from Houston, Texas. Awesome. Hello, MT Dixon. Hello from Southern California. Hope you're not too mad for me for being from the LA area. You know, I'm thinking of the NBA first round of the playoffs, Lakers versus Houston Rockets. They remind you of Chernobyl. I know. Just not radioactive. Wow, you barely had a winter this year? Yeah, we had a lot of rain early on, then it was hot. I mean, it was really hot. February, March, didn't need to put on like winter clothes or anything like that. Just kept wearing shorts and t-shirts. Ah, yeah, Carl, yeah, the Bhopal chemical factory disaster in India. Wow, exposed 500,000 people to toxic chemicals. Yeah. You're horizontal on the couch, typing like a moron. You're not typing like a moron. Yeah, check that out, Heidi. Yeah, that was a big thing. I forgot how many people got sick or died. That was pretty gnarly. I don't remember too much about it either. It was a long time ago, but I remember it was pretty gnarly back then. Wow, that's gnarly. A 24-hour thunder and lightning rain event? Yikes. Well, hopefully there's not too much lightning because, that could ignite fires. I heard that's one of the top causes of starting forest fires is lightning, like if there's thunderstorms. Yeah, 3 Mile Island. Most people have heard of that too, especially as older folk. America's pretty much only like nuclear incident. Wow, Travis, you had a train derail and leak toxic stuff into the river. Yeah, I've seen that happen quite a few times on the news, and not so long, not that long ago. Wow, it's going to be cold there, Heidi. Wow, 40s. Wow, I don't think we're going to see 40s here again till like November or something. Yeah, getting rid of the EPA, like. Why? So it'll be easier for polluters to keep polluting? Like there'll be less oversight for like businesses to like harm us? I mean, no. I mean, I don't care if you're Republican, independent, Democrat, whatever. I mean, no. There's got to be some oversight. We need someone to protect our environment and to protect the people and us who live in the environment. Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen. Uncle, who do I expect to win the championships? Well, I'll get on. Thanks for becoming a member, Hardly Tin Man Adonis. Awesome. If anyone's been watching the NBA Finals, there's going to be a Game 7 in the actually at the Western Conference Finals. There's going to be a Game 7. Whoever wins that will face the Knicks. I think whoever wins the West is going to win the NBA Finals, but I'm watching that Game 7 for sure tomorrow. Game 5 was atrocious. As someone who's been watching basketball like pretty much my whole life, that was one of the most rough games to watch. My team is not even in it, but the officiating was so horrible. It just seemed so intentionally bad. Like they were intentionally making wrong calls, favoring a certain team, the team who won. And it just made me think, wow, has basketball sunk so low now? It's like wrestling where it's just like theater and drama. It's not real anymore. I mean, the players are trying to be real, but the way the officiating was, it was rough. Fortunately, last night, I think if there's a conspiracy that the NBA is trying to make the Oklahoma City Thunder win another championship, well, I think they had to back off on that last night to save face, to have some credibility still, because last night's officiating was actually seemed as objective as it ought to be. So I don't know what's going on. I have no clue, but yeah, I'm rooting for San Antonio Spurs. I don't like the flopping that the Oklahoma City Thunder are known for. It's a very unpleasant game to watch with all the stoppages, all the flopping. It's ruining the sport, and it's ruining how the referees have been in cahoots with them calling these flops. And on the other side of the court, they let the Thunder players like beat the shit out of the other team, and most of those calls don't go. It was so horrible. Game 5. I could tell you all sorts of horrible things just from what I described there, like really happening. Yeah, I'm not just making shit up. Anyway, I'll get off my high horse right now. Drill baby drill. Wasn't that Sarah Palin that said that originally, AJ, if I'm correct? I'm not saying Trump didn't say it, but I thought that that originated with Sarah Palin, if I remember correctly. Okay, AJ, you saying this regime did get rid of the EPA? There's no more Environmental Protection Agency, or has it just been gutted, basically? Carmichael, did I just say wrestling isn't real? You know what I'm saying. It's real, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's theatrics and staged things. It's not like like say Olympic wrestling where two dudes or gals are going at it, and whoever has the best strategy and training wins. That's not how wrestling works, right? You have to admit that, right? I'm not saying it's completely like unathletic and it takes no talent. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But the actual competitive part is not like what happens in say Olympic wrestling. That's all I'm saying. Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, AJ, yeah, thanks for clarifying. Yeah, it's there in name, but really it doesn't have much force or teeth anymore, the EPA. That's what we need, right? We need less environmental protections. I want more factories setting up shop 400 feet from me with toxic chemicals that could blow my house up, because that's what we all want, right? We all want giant corporations to do really well, at our expense. Vegan Scotsman. I don't know anything about like European football or anything like that. So no, I haven't heard of them. Um, or sumo wrestling. There you go. I'm pretty sure sumo is like Olympic wrestling in the sense that it's whoever trains the best and has the best strategies and tactics wins. Um, Heidi, what do I think about the space station on the moon they're going to build? I've heard talk about something like that. I haven't seen any details or anything like that. I'd be interested in that because I am an astronomy fan. I've been one since I was in first or second grade or something like that. So I'd love to see something like that. But I'd like to read more about it. So I'll give you my opinion once I have more details on that. But without checking any details, I like the idea of the idea, but I gotta see the deets because maybe there's something going on I don't know about because I haven't read it yet. But I'll check it out. Uncle, a lot of the musicians have said they're not playing at the White House. For what? For what? I'm not for why wouldn't they want to play there, but for what? Is there an event or I know a lot of sports teams when they win the NBA championships, they don't go to the White House. For what purpose would the musicians be at the White House, or just they don't want to play there in general? Let's see, Carmichael. So are you trying to tell me the triple combat match this weekend is predetermined? No, I have no idea what a triple combat match is. I'm just saying that kind of wrestling, like WWE wrestling, is different from, I tell you, sumo wrestling or Olympic wrestling in the sense that those other two, whoever, the training and tactics and strategies, who does that best wins. I think in WWE wrestling, it's not like that, right? There's other things that determine who's going to win. Not to say you don't train and perform and stuff like that, but it's not as it's not straight up just two dudes or whatever going at it. Whoever does the best wins. Wow, that's interesting, Vegan Scotsman. So you're talking about this football team. They made all the food at their stadium vegan, and the fans weren't sure at first. But then they love the food. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, but that's an awesome story. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, so you like the idea too, but it's strange to think about us doing it and it's billions of dollars. Well, it depends who's paying for it. If Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg are paying for it, I guess, whatevs. I don't care. They can do whatever they want with their money as long as they don't kill us all. But with it, so it depends where the money comes from. If it's funded in a way that doesn't like cut our health care and make people's lives worse, yeah, cool, go for it. I think our destiny is somehow going to be leaving the planet. I don't know if it's going to be really in our lifetimes or anything, but I think, yeah, if humans don't kill ourselves, destroy our planet, I would say, just say in 1,000 years, in 10,000 years, in 100,000 years, somewhere in there, we'll be traveling, beyond our solar system. But will it be in our lifetimes? I don't know. I don't see any hurry, but I think it's our destiny. So I'm cool with space travel. Oh, okay. Well, okay, about musicians at the White House. They announced musicians to play at the UFC fight at the White House for the 250-year celebration, and you're saying the musicians don't want to play, at least some of them don't want to play there? Yeah, it's understandable. It's the same reason why a lot of sports teams don't go. MT Dixon Sr., you're saying Dr. McDougall and Andrew Spudfoot Taylor saved your life. You missed Dr. McDougall. May he rest in peace and may his message stay strong. Yeah, I think his message is going to live on. People might not say, this is a Dr. McDougall diet, but yeah, just the concept of eating plenty of starches, in your vegan diet. Yeah, that's a core part of what we eat. That's our staples there. Starches, grains, legumes. That's true, AJ. Yeah, billionaires are subsidized. Yeah, they get all the benefits. They get the handouts from government. Yeah, when it happens to us poorer people, then we're like bad people or something like that. I know how it works out. I totally know. What? Peter Thiel is fleeing to Argentina after destroying our government? He is fleeing, or it has fled? Wow. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Peter Thiel at all. I guess not getting into politics too much. It gets depressing, guys. We've talked a lot tonight, especially with Trump and his vegan. That guy's a vegan. He ate a vegan sandwich. I know I don't sound anything like Trump there. I've never really even tried to do a Trump accent before. So anyway, let's see what time we're at here. Hicks don't mix with politics. Where'd you hear that at? Okay. All right, 7:15. I was just curious where we were right now. Time's just flying away here. All right, so we're well over halfway tonight. I say I went to a new gym for the first time. This is the first time I went to a different basketball gym in gosh, guys, I don't know, over a decade. Way over a decade. It was weird to be in a different LA Fitness. The court wasn't as good. It was a little smaller. Wasn't as well kept. But the gym itself is really nice. They had stuff that my gym didn't have, like a plyometric area with those those soft cushioned boxes you could jump onto and stuff. God, where was that when I was training for slam dunking? So that's cool. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use that, but I file this into my brain. Okay, just keeping this in mind. They got a lot of better facilities there, but unfortunately the basketball court wasn't as good. But I was still able to do my workout. Played a little bit with some younger guys just to get some exercise beyond my workout on the court. It's nothing. You can't simulate defense and stuff like that, and just quick, spontaneous jazz improv like thinking. When you're playing an actual game. So that was fun. Yeah, they usually have pools. This one had a really, really, really nice pool. So yeah, it's a little bit further, and my friends aren't there. I know which ones they're going to, and I didn't go to those because I figured they're going to be in the short term. Those gyms could be overcrowded because all the gyms that they're going to already have their basketball scenes there, and the huge crowd at mine is going there, and it could just be insanely crowded. So I wanted to go to one where no one I knew said, I'm going to go to this one. So I went to the one where no one mentioned, which is pretty much the same distance as the other ones. Just a little bit more. But I get to drive down the coast and see waves and surfing. So it's much more better vibes. But anyway, I did it today. I succeeded. I went, did it, and it's kind of bittersweet, going to another gym. It's kind of cool and exciting, but it's just sad I'm leaving what I really like the basketball court at my old Long Beach LA Fitness. It sucks that they're what they're doing? They're changing it to what they call their club studio. It's their high-end gym. Get this, guys. The monthly fees are $229. That's for the lowest tier. $229. I think that's right. At least that's what it would cost to have access to any basketball courts. But anyway, I think that's what I heard they're turning it into. $229 freaking dollars. I mean, I pay like $22 or $3 or something like that right now. So add another $200 to that. Like, hell to the no. I mean, what do they think they're doing? It's really not like a super rich area here in Long Beach. I mean, in general, it's not like what you hear like other areas, like say Newport Beach or Beverly Hills or something like that. I can't believe people are paying, because the thing is, they already have another club studio in Long Beach. So this is going to be a second one. Like, they think Long Beach can support two of these club studios where you pay $229 a month. But hey, they give you free towel service or something like that. I mean, those towels better be awesome. Yeah, Heidi, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, wow, yours is $140 a month? Wow, still a deal compared to $229, No, per month, uncle. Per freaking month. That's the monthly fees. $229. Yes, that's what it costs compared to my $22 or $3 right now. It's like my price is kind of low because it's kind of like frozen in time from earlier decades. But anyway, still, to make it, I was willing to pay like, double or something like that, at least $40-$50, no problem. I wouldn't bat an eye. I understand I have a good deal, but fortunately I get to keep my old price, and they expanded my membership to all LA Fitnesses. Before, with my cheap price, I only could go to the one LA Fitness that I went to all the time, which is fine. I had no intentions ever to go to any other ones. I was, totally cool. But now they expanded my membership to include all LA Fitnesses anywhere in the United States. Not that I'm ever going to really go to that many of them. I'll probably just go to maybe 2 or 3 or something like that. But anyway, no, that does not include a personal trainer. That's more money, Carl. No, that's just to get in the door. $229 a month. Financial, your gym is like 100 something a year? Wow. That's insanely good. Let's see, Heidi, yours is $89 a month. See, I'm kind of prepared to pay something like that, Heidi. There's a smaller gym in a part of Long Beach here where they have like I think 3 racquetball courts, and one of the courts has a half court basketball hoop. And they let you play basketball there when the racquetball's not booked up. So I say I'll go in there, and I think that one's about $89 a month, something like that. But I'm going, it's closer, but if I go there and I can't play basketball because all the racquetball's being used, I don't know if it's really worth it or not. So I think my plan is to, since it's further now, I have to like drive twice as far, twice as much time in the car. I think I'm going to go to the gym once a week, at least for the summer and fall. My plan is to like one day a week, make the drive to this new gym, play basketball. And on my would be my other gym day, because I used to go twice a week, I'm gonna go running. Like, I'll take Angie, I'll take us down to like some nice parts of Long Beach or further out, and so she can get out and walk around in nature and have a good time, and I can do some running. I'll get back and running. So I'll have like one solid run a week, and Angie gets out and has a good solid walk, and then one solid basketball day. So I think that's how I'm gonna roll now. For a while. That's what God's given me. Lemonades, or lemon, I'm going to make lemonade out of them. Go to the gym once and then take advantage of the beautiful weather. Go running go out like at 5 or 6 p.m. when the sun's getting lower and the temperatures are nice. Dusk, have some, nice times. So anyway, I think that's going to be my plan. What's that, Uncle? You had an LA, 24-hour fitness for $125 for the year many years ago, Christmas special. Wow. No, I was thinking about joining a 24-hour fitness nearby. That would have been about $50 a month. I tell you, I'm totally prepared for that. But their basketball court is under renovation right now. And strangely, there's a street rumor that they're going to close that basketball court at 24-hour fitness in Long Beach. Like, what's this conspiracy to remove all the basketball courts here? So anyway, I'm just going to do a wait and see approach and see what happens. For right now, I'm going to keep my $23 a month membership and just drive out once a month, a little further, and then run another day, and we'll see how it goes. Carmichael, yeah, if you had to pay $229 a month, you'd have to go all the time, like 5 days a week to make it worth it your while, right? Oh, what was your ratty old Fairfax gym like? I didn't even think of to see what kind of gyms are out that way. Tell me, in case I move to Fairfax. I did check out that house you told me about last time. It is really cute. It doesn't have a garage, though. I could see why a lot of people in Fairfax might not be into that. And yeah, it seemed to be a little bit more up in the hills, a little more fire prone than I would like, and but it seems like a really good deal to live in a really nice area. It is tempting. Oh, that's the main thing you do, trail running. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a little bit more running this starting now, Carl. Fortunately, I've been building up my running endurance, like in the basketball court before they closed it. For the past like 3-4 months, I've been running around the basketball court. After I'm done with my workout, like about 50 to 60 odd minutes in, I'll stop my basketball workout, make sure I got my running shoes on, then I'll run around the court for like a mile and a half, just around and around. It gets boring because you're seeing the same shit over and over again, but yeah, it's gotten my running legs kind of back, so now I'm gonna take it outdoors and run further. So I'm ready to go. I built my body up, I think, to start running again. I'm not going to go as crazy as I used to do, like say in 2016, and try to run 30 miles a week and do half marathons and shit like that. No, just want to just keep my cardiovascular fitness going and just make it get better. Have a stronger cardiovascular system. Okay, let's see this Fairfax gym. It is OG. It's a real lifter's gym. And down home, next door is a fancy place, Fit Lab. Lady Gaga works out. I know Lady Gaga. What's she doing in Fairfax? She's so like New Jersey or New York or something. She does not reek of Marin County. What is she doing? That's totally wrong. She cannot live there. Oh, move the line. When did they close my gym? Well, last Friday was the last day I went. They closed it on Monday, Memorial Day at 4 p.m. I was thinking about going that very last day, but I had closure. I had really good closure with the gym Friday. There was a group playing basketball, and they all ended up leaving. I had the court to myself. I had a great workout by myself. I took some really great photos, selfie photos of me in front of my favorite rim and saying goodbye to it. In fact, I haven't been working on dunking or jumping all year. I haven't been working on that stuff for over a year when you get down to it. But anyway, I thought I wanted to do a few last touches to my old friend, the rim, that I've been slam dunking on. I still could get up and touch the rim, did a few rim taps, touched it, said goodbye to it. So I did in my own way. I had my own ceremony, my own private closure with that gym. So yeah, even though it closed Monday, last Friday was my last day. I knew that was going to be it. It just seemed like this is it, So I should cut the net down. It's gone, whatever. I'm sure the whole basketball court's removed now. They're tearing the place up. There's trucks removing all the crap from it. I think they're redo it to make it that $229 a month gym. So they got to get some really nice, fancy stuff there. I do wonder if they're going to keep the basketball court or not. You have to pay big money to play basketball there. Because, God, there's no way I could afford that. It's totally out of my budget. A $229 a month gym fee? That's insane. There's just no way. I mean, I'm not that well to do, Hey, Metalhead, just woke up from a nap. Awesome. It's been pretty chill tonight. You didn't miss anything too crazy. Him Financial, you walked 15 miles in the past 3 days combined? Cool. Oh, so Lady Gaga married a guy from Marin. Hopefully it'll chill her out. Hopefully California vibes will chill her out. She just seems so East Coast to me. A turmeric sauna? What the heck is that? Oh, I've been looking, Heidi. I've been looking to find more indoor courts around me. I've been doing all sorts of searching. I found some that are for like youth only, like youth basketball training and leagues and coaching and stuff like that. I saw no way for adults to play. I've been looking at YMCA's, but most of them don't have basketball courts. I have been looking so hard, Heidi. But I'll look some more. I'm not to say I've exhausted all possibilities. I know there's a group of Mormons I might be able to get back in with. I haven't played with them since before COVID. I don't know what they're doing right now. I've kind of lost touch with them. I'll probably wait till next time the missionaries come knock on my door. They always try to be really helpful. Hey, is there anything we can do for you? I said, well, last time I said, hey, I want to play some basketball. Can you hook me up with the basketball guys? You know, because Mormons like to play basketball. So I might be able to do that sometimes. We'll see. So anyway, is Angie my dog, Vegan Scotsman? I have a wife named Angie. I don't have a dog named Angie. Maybe you're crazy that there was a turmeric sauna. That is pretty trippy. I mean, things are so weird now. You know, people stick things in their butts to make them feel healthier. I could see there being a turmeric sauna. I mean, there's crazier things out there than a turmeric sauna. Fallon, they would have to include a lot of amenities for that price. Yeah, there's a few. I told you, there's some kind of really, they prize themselves on like towel service. Like, I guess there's some people walking around giving you towels all the time. I don't know, but it can't be $200 worth of towels. I mean, yeah, Angie's doing fine, Johnny. Yeah, she just chooses not to participate in live streams. You know, she's making videos all the time. She makes more videos than I do. I haven't put out a video in 2 weeks. She puts them out almost every day, the 7 vegan meals. So yeah, she's working on our vegan activism just in a different way than I do. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell to get notified of all the shorts that she's constantly putting out. Yeah, thanks for asking though. But yeah, she's doing good. As good as possible. You know, us, we're just depressed old musicians. And she is the shorts queen, huh? Not like wearing shorts, but yeah, that's her form of putting videos out. I do the horizontal ones, and she does the short vertical ones. Hey, Ricky, Ticky. Yeah, having a decent day. It's been a weird little day for me, but having a decent one. How much to charge? I've heard of Equinox. I don't know if I have an Equinox gym around me. The big one, the big players are LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness, and then like EOS or something like that. But yeah, there's not a lot that have basketball courts anymore, unfortunately. AJ, yeah, you expect champagne, vegan caviar, full spa treatment for $229 a month. I tell you, Long Beach is not known for being a really super well-to-do area. Unlike, where late model's at right now. Yeah, $229 a month, way more in line for Marin County kind of median incomes. Not Long Beach. We're like a working class town here. Yeah, well, sure, we have wealthy enclaves and stuff like that, but not enough wealthy enclaves to support 2 of these $229 a month Club Sport, whatever they call them, LA Fitness versions. Oh, Equinox of Belmont Shore. Yeah, thanks, Felmer. Yeah, I did see that in my searches. Yeah, that name did come up. But yeah, I didn't have a basketball court. There is one place that I told you has the half-court basketball in Belmont Shore. That's the Belmont Athletic Club. That's one where they share one of the racquetball courts with a basketball half-court hoop thing. So I'll consider that if I have to. It'll be a lot more money, and it'll be a lot closer. But it'll be, I think, kind of inconsistent. Will I be able to play basketball or not? I guess I just got to go there and ask the employees, like, when can I safely go and have the basketball hoop and not compete with the racquetball players who get priority there? I should do that one day. I got plenty of time. I'm in no hurry. I've just tried my first new gym. I told you it was fun. It was cool. Sad a little bit. You know, it wasn't as cool as my gym, but, you know, it's my current one right now. Yeah, $229 would be a pretty awesome spa day, huh? You can do a lot of stuff for $229, and you know, that's for a month though. But yeah, still though. Oh, you're telling me Marin has insane fitness center prices? Oh my goodness, I can imagine. Yeah, it's one of the highest income not zip codes, but areas in California. Let's see. And also too, Uncle brings up, yeah, we can't go into Disneyland anymore. Right? The two places I go outside of my home, I can't go to. My gym is gone now, or they're tearing it down, and Disneyland we're blocked out, blocked out, and we can't go until mid-August or so because we have the lowest price pass, resident, the annual pass. So we can't go during like certain times of the year, and this is one of them now, June through mid-August. So Uncle says, are there restaurants in or near Disneyland that we can go to without actually going? And said, yeah, one of our favorite places to eat is at one of the Disneyland hotels where they have that. That if you've seen us sitting like near the poolside with this vegan mushroom sauce pizza with like impossible meat bits on it, it's really, really good. So yeah, we go there sometimes, even when we have our passes. But yeah, we've gone many times when we can't go in the summertime. I've spent many a birthday there in past years, so I see us definitely going there at least once or twice. And actually outside the park is an area called Downtown Disney. You don't need a reservation for that. There's tons of restaurants, and there's a really good one there that has like this Korean soul bowl thing. And I don't think we've gone since our last time we were blocked out, probably in like December or something like that. So yeah, we'll probably go to the Disneyland parks a few times, and but not go inside. And right by there is our favorite tamale place, Shane's Tamales. This is like a few blocks from Disneyland. So some of the best tamales you can find in the area. So yeah, that's just worth a trip just to go there. And you can always go to the Disneyland Hotel to outside of Trader Sam's, the Tiki Bar there, and get a Dole Whip. So you can still do that too. So anyway, Joe, do I ever plan on growing a Durian Rider beard? I haven't seen Durian Rider's image or face or videos in maybe a decade or something like that. So this is news to me that he has a beard now. So I'll have to take a look at it sometime to answer your question. But no, I don't plan on growing a beard. I used to have a little beard before, like when I was like in 2016 and stuff like that. But it's not a really hardcore beard. My Asian genetics, not all Asian genetics are like this. Some guys have really thick beards, and you see some Asian genetics where you have this really thin, wiry kind of beard. That was my kind, and I don't think it looked that good. It's all white and stuff, so I just shave it off. Yeah, Christmas tamales, Uncle. That's when he makes a lot of tamale sales, is during the holidays. Johnny, is it a very discounted pass? Why pay for the annual pass if you can't go in the summertime? Yeah, it's the cheapest pass. It's like by far the basically we just need to go three or so times, and it pays for itself. And I calculated, I said, yeah, we probably go about 20 times throughout the year, maybe something like that. 20, 25 maybe. I don't know, something like that, all spread out throughout the year. So it definitely pays for itself, and it's their most economical pass. The more money you pay, the higher up passes, you can go more, like you get a few more weeks than we do. If you pay a few more bucks than that, a few $100 more, you can go most of the summer and a lot of December. So they try to limit our passes to when the park is the least crowded, with like just tourists traveling from afar, and So anyway, it's really hard to explain, but that's how it kind of works out in a nutshell. I would be very shocked to see Durian Rider now. Like, he looks terrible. Well, I can guess why he might look terrible. I haven't seen him, so I'm just speaking just purely out of speculation. So no one make a response video. But I remember back in the day, and maybe he has changed his ways, but he seemed very against like sunscreen, kind of like Carnivore MD. What's that guy's name? Saladino. The people that are against sunscreen for whatever philosophical reasons, they're the ones that end up aging more rapidly, because one of the best biohacks I've learned from a dermatologist is to actually wear some sunscreen, because without it your skin gets fried. Yeah, sure, you might absorb a little more vitamin D on your face, but just let it absorb on your arms. Don't put any sunscreen there, or your legs if you want, but protect your face. So I can imagine if he still has that anti-sunscreen look, and assuming he's still doing lots of cycling and stuff like that, and or running, you're out in the sun, so I can imagine. But I don't wish anything bad for him. I want people to know that. I don't hate Durian Rider or anything like that. He does his thing, whatever it is. I haven't watched it in 10 years, and I do my thing, and it's all good. So I haven't seen him. I have no idea. I don't think I've seen a Durian Rider video like since maybe 2017-ish or something like that. Maybe 18. I don't know. I have to go back and look, but it's been a while. Let's say definitely since like 2019 19. I haven't seen anything, but I probably go back a few more years. Oh no, vegan sauce, man. I didn't think anything like that at all. Carmichael's second favorite recipe from the book. Ooh, let me take a look. Let me look. What else is let me just look at the table of contents. The 3-bean chili is looking pretty good to me. Let's see. Southwestern chowder. We used to eat this one quite a lot too. The Southwestern chowder recipe. I missed that. I don't know why we haven't eaten that for a while. We used to eat the easy vegan gumbo quite a lot too. Haven't had that in a while. That corn chowder looks good. Tortilla soup, man. We good, man. Who are these dumb idiots that think we're sacrificing our health to be vegans? They don't have no idea what we're eating. But Uncle, yeah, all passes for Disneyland have been rising rapidly, way outpacing inflation. There's going to come a point where we're going to say no more, you know. But fortunately, from what I understand, when our passes are due to renew in August, they won't raise the price again this year. They did last year. It was a tough pill to swallow, but we did it. So if they keep the price as they said they're going to by the time we renew, we're going to probably renew at least one more time. And just take it year by year. You know, we don't feel entitled that we have to do it or anything like that. But anyway, yeah. You love tortilla soup, Heidi? Yeah, I should remind Angie. We used to do it. Let's see, Muthu Lion, is Freely still around? And Joe says, Freely is still around and thriving. Awesome. Yeah, again, I haven't watched any Freely content since, like, you know, Durin Rider, since I saw Durin Rider content as well. Doug Graham looks younger than Durin Rider now. That's how old he's become. Wow, you kind of got me curious now, Joe. I'll maybe have to go look him up or something on his channel. What's aging him so rapidly? Is it too much sun? Is that what it looks like? Just let me know. You think it's like some kind of, like, you know, just too much sun on the face, you know, which makes it dry out and get wrinkles. Because, yeah, I've been wearing sunscreen now when I go out pretty religiously. Like, you know, I don't think my wrinkles have really taken off much in the past years. Maybe they've maintained or maybe gotten better. I don't know. I just put some sunscreen on my face. And when I go out in the day, like to Disneyland, I wear a baseball hat or something to get that extra rim protection of sun, you know, just stuff like that, you know, nothing big. I agree, Uncle. I think our books do have some fantastic recipes. What's up, Heidi? Disney brings you so much day. Great to keep doing if you can. Yeah, it's something we try to do, like just like when we can, you know, like once a week. And I tell you, we don't go all day. Like when most tourists go, or people who go like once or twice a year, they stay all day. They have to, because it's like $150 per person to get in. Parking is like $35 or $40 now. Like you just can't go for 3 hours and pay $40 to park unless you're filthy rich, right? So people feel they have to stay all day. Like we park at this place like nearby where it's hourly, way cheaper, so we can just stay 3-4 hours and not pay more than like $16, $12 to park or something like that. So yeah, what was I gonna say? But yeah, it's something we go, we just hang out, go get a little coffee, get a little snack, go on a ride or two, come home, and I'll start getting a video made for Happy Healthy Vegan. That's kind of how our routines work. Vondi, I've never had any problems with anemia or iron absorption in my labs or anything like that. Late model. Yeah, I know you're really hardcore with the sunscreen, huh? Even more hardcore than I am, which is great. Yeah, you said you never go outside without sunscreen on your face. Yeah, I rarely do. Like today, I forgot to put it on when I went to the gym. But, you know, even when you're driving, sunlight's reflecting off you. But I was really not out in the sun, really. I parked in the shade, fortunately, and stuff. But, yeah, I even when I go to the gym, I usually remember to put some sunscreen on. I might not put it on as much. I know I'm going to sweat up. But I know when I'm driving, just try to protect myself. Let's see. So Carl says, mostly Durin Rider just looks like a homeless person. He has unkept hair and beard. I'll check him out. Just kind of curious what he looks like. Carmichael, no, I don't have any plans to watch any Michael Jackson concerts or even content for that matter anytime soon. Oh, that's good. You have dark tinted windows. Yeah, my rear window is tinted. Side and front ones are not. So, yeah, more reason to wear some sunscreen while you're driving. Yeah, I like to have nice skin too. I don't think there's anything unmasculine about not having like but having nice skin, you know? It's like there's nothing masculine about having fried skin or something like that. I mean, if someone wants that look, let them have it, but I'm just saying, yeah, I have no qualms about putting a little sunscreen on before I go out. That's awesome, Samos. You guys, your family and grandkids are vegan and you're doing good health wise. Awesome. That's what ought to happen if you eat a well balanced, well planned vegan diet. So good for you. Yeah, VLAM. Yeah, about sun exposure and vitamin D absorption. The thing is, yeah, there's a balance. Yeah, there's pros and cons. There's trade offs. The thing is, if you're putting it on your face, and and for me at least, I'm not slathering it often on my arms unless I'm going out somewhere midday during like June, July, August, something like that. Even now the sun rays are really intense. We're just a few weeks from the solstice. But yeah, I typically don't slather up my arms, just put some on my face, and it goes through sunlight. UV rays go through your clothing. You're still getting it. You're still absorbing UV. And I've read the amount you'd have to put on to completely block it out would be an insane amount. You'd go through the whole bottle in one day, basically. So you're still getting UV. You're just trying to limit how much gets through. You're not like completely blocking it. So yeah, you're still getting sun UV rays when you're out protected with your clothes and sunblock. I don't know these questions, but I don't buy expensive records, Joe. Like I think in the '90s, it was kind of expensive to buy some of these like Cocteau Twins records from England here in the United States. So I didn't buy them because they're expensive. That's just what they cost because they were imports. Ooh, late model, you've had precancerous moles carved off your body. So yeah, you don't bask in the sun. Yeah, once something like that happens, that's real, right? Like put on the sunscreen. So I implore you guys, yeah, like don't listen to these influencers that say, sunscreen doesn't work. Listen to a dermatologist, not an influencer whose all face resembles like leather because they don't use sunscreen. Yeah, but yeah, and then take some vitamin D. It's prudent anyway for most of us, and particularly at you, a late model. You live above the latitude, which somewhere is around San Francisco, somewhere about there, where anything above that, you don't get sufficient sunlight to absorb vitamin D year round. We're talking about winter time. I'm below that, but then if you don't go out in the sun a whole ton, yeah. Take a vitamin D supplement. I've been taking I'm not sponsored, the vitamin D from Clean Machine. You remember the company I was all into? I still love them. I've been taking their vitamin. They're vegan. They're fully vegan. All their stuff's vegan. They have a great vegan, really strong, powerful vitamin D supplement. If you really want to like move the needle on like your levels for vitamin D, I strongly recommend it. Mine went from like being marginal, like just barely good, like around 30, 31. Sometimes I dip into the high 20s. Now it's like 50 since my last. I've never had vitamin D levels like this before. They're insanely good now. So yeah, take a vitamin D. You don't have to even take one as hardcore as that. I'm just doing this as an experiment to see what it's like to have high vitamin D levels like that. Something I've never really had my whole life as far as I know. Yeah, you too, AJ. Yeah, you're at a northern latitude as well, AJ. So yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, it's just even if you live at a lower latitude too, and that doesn't mean you're necessarily out in the sun getting the vitamin D that your body needs. Most people probably, yeah, vegan or not, just most people. Like when I asked my non-vegan doctor in January, I told him I'm vegan. I want to get a vitamin D test. I think my vitamin D levels were low when I got measured, and last month he says all ours are low. You'd say it's because you're vegan. He just admits most people's vitamin D levels are low. Damn, VLAM. I don't know if that sounds delicious or not, but that sounds really interesting for sure, huh? Yeah, and great point, late model, about how not all sunscreens are the same. If you fear like chemical sunscreens, and there might be some reasons not to. I usually don't wear chemical sunscreens. I have usually zinc-based ones that I put on my face. Sometimes when it's like June, and I'm going to be outside at high noon for an hour or two. I'll spray some chemical stuff on my arms, or if I'm going surfing. This doesn't happen all that much. I mean, I could sometimes go a year maybe without using the chemical stuff, or half a year. It's pretty rare, but I'll put it on sometimes. So my daily driver is a zinc-based sunscreen. When people say sunscreen's unnatural, like, really? Is zinc grown in plastic on the moon or something like that? So I thought zinc was pretty freaking natural. Yes, you can burn like hell in overcast skies. Yeah, UV rays penetrate through clouds. Joe, did I ever attend the Woodstock Fruit Festival? Yes, I did one time in 2013, and we made a video about it. How it was. I had fun, but they didn't have enough ripe fruit available at all times. Even a fruit festival couldn't do that. It shows you the practical difficulties of having a raw fruitarian diet. There's many, and that's one of them. They couldn't have ripe fruit ready at all times to keep my caloric needs satisfied. I just couldn't wait to get home so I could eat my food, you know. Let's see, how are we doing at time? Ooh, it's about 7:50. All right, we're going to have to get going pretty soon here. It was so much nicer ever since I blocked Autistic Pokemon Trainer. Hey, Johnny. Hey, good luck on your ankle recovery there, man. Take it easy. And, you know, you'll be fine soon. You can, like, you know, chill. You know, let some fitness and muscle gains wane a little bit. You'll be fine. You're young. You're going to rebound quickly, man. So, and let your body have this time as a time of recovery, and you'll maybe just come back stronger. I've heard of that happen. I'm not bullshitting. I've heard of people coming back stronger after they had a forced injury, like extended time out like that. Yeah, Tro was completely annoying. I'm actually starting to get I feel kind of cool. I'm going to turn the AC off. All right. Uncle, that sounds fun. Wow, you guys are still getting tips from VLAM about that wild concoction she's making. Everyone got intrigued. Even I saw, like, wow, I can't imagine what that tastes like. Drink water, burp. Veganism debunked. Let's see. I think we start calling it a night, guys. So I feel bad that the last 2 weeks I wasn't able to make a response video, and I hope next week works out too. We got some medical appointments. I'm going to orthodontist. Got to take Bodhi for his annual vet checkup. Back-to-back days next week, so hopefully I'll be able to still carve out sufficient time to do a response video. I already think I know what I'm going to do it on. That makes it easy. So I apologize. This thing's been really busy. A lot of business to handle. A lot of music work getting worked on, and there's always odd surprises that happen throughout the week too. So I haven't given up on making regular videos. And the last time I did a non-Friday live stream was like a Tuesday live stream a few weeks ago too. So I really haven't made a response video. It's been a while. I think it was that Ken Berry video that I responded to. So anyway, yeah, I try my damn best to get a video out to you guys Wednesday or Thursday, because I'll need like Monday, Tuesday to work on it. So that's the plan. Even with those medical appointments scattered throughout the week, should work out. No Disneyland next week to mess me up, fortunately. It usually doesn't mess me up until I usually go in the morning, then I work after that. So anyway, yeah, and another live stream Friday. And yeah, go Knicks, Joe. We'll see how the Knicks do. If the Knicks, how the Knicks fare against the Western Conference opponents. Hey, Country Fried Vegan. Thanks for the super chat tip here at the last second. Would love you to be our lobbyist and get plant-based food subsidized. Yeah, that'd be amazing, huh? To switch the subsidies over from the billionaire, like agribusiness, animal product businesses, to the startups that really need to be subsidized right now, the ones who need to have their prices lowered to be more competitive with long established animal products. It's, again, we're subsidizing the wrong people. We're subsidizing the wealthiest ones. But I'd love to, but I don't know if I'll get into politics again. It seems like it's crazier now than ever. All right, guys. So thank you, Country Fried Vegan. I said it right? Country Fried Vegan and AJ for your super chat tips there. And I'll use them this weekend. I'll take Angie out again for something like this weekend. I'm not sure what, but yeah. We'll go out soon. We haven't gone out for dinner for a while. I kept telling Angie, we'll just wait till our annual passes at Disneyland run out. We'll go out for some fancy Italian dinners like this week, starting now, So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for being here with me on Fridays. Hopefully, you get out of what I get out of some good times, good people, good vibes, chill time. So I appreciate that. So I've had kind of a weird day, especially my first day at the new gym. It's kind of weird. So thanks for just being here, being a stable force in my life, because other things are unstable right now for me. So, nothing major. I didn't have anything tragic happen. Just having 2 things I can't go to anymore for a while. It's kind of weird. So anyway, guys, thanks so much. I think I said everything I need to say. I forgot to thank Uncle for being my lone fearless moderator tonight. So thank you, especially with Peter's absence tonight. But again, it was pretty chill. Just put that one guy in timeout. It's all good after that. I should have put him out in timeout like way before that. But anyway, guys, thanks so much. Peace out. See you next Friday. And remember, until then, it doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, guys. Love you all. It didn't work again. All my dramatic points. My iPad controls it remotely. Then after a while, it seems to stop working. Let's do it again. All right, guys. Remember, until then, where's my thing at? Here it is. Remember, until then, guys, it doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, everyone.